The question of whether consciousness is non-local and fundamental within the framework of quantum mechanics remains a subject of ongoing theoretical debate and limited empirical investigation. No scientific consensus exists on this matter, and mainstream physics and neuroscience do not regard consciousness as either non-local or fundamental to quantum theory. In standard quantum mechanics, the theory describes physical systems using wave functions, superposition, entanglement, and non-locality, as demonstrated by Bell inequality violations and quantum entanglement. These phenomena exhibit non-local correlations, yet the formalism itself does not incorporate consciousness as a primitive element or require it for wave function collapse. Interpretations vary. The Copenhagen interpretation historically associated collapse with measurement, sometimes loosely linked to observation, while others, many worlds, decoherence-based approaches, objective collapse models, eliminate any special role for consciousness. Several hypotheses propose a deeper connection. Consciousness is fundamental. Certain theoretical frameworks treat consciousness as a foundational field or aspect of reality from which space-time, matter, and individual experience emerge. Recent models, published in 2025, represent consciousness as a universal, non-emergent field underpinning awareness, with the Big Bang interpreted as differentiation within this field. Such views align with philosophical positions in which consciousness precedes physical laws rather than arising from them. Non-locality in consciousness. Proposals draw on quantum entanglement and non-local effects to suggest that consciousness may not be strictly confined to the brain. Ideas include universal interconnectedness or entanglement-mediated links between minds and broader reality. Some recent experimental reports, 2024-2025, claim evidence of quantum-like effects enhancing cognitive performance or conscious states, potentially implying non-local influences. The most developed and influential scientific proposal linking quantum mechanics to consciousness is the Orchestrated Objective Reduction, OR model, advanced by Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff since the 1990s. This theory posits that consciousness arises from quantum computations in neuronal microtubules, terminated by objective, gravitation-induced wave function collapse. It suggests these processes could involve non-computable elements and potentially connect to fundamental space-time geometry. Recent studies, 2024-2025, provide indirect support, including evidence that microtubule stabilization delays loss of consciousness under anesthesia and hints of quantum coherence in biological systems at physiological temperatures. Proponents argue this strengthens the case for quantum involvement in consciousness, with some extensions exploring broader non-local implications. However, OR and related quantum consciousness hypotheses face substantial criticism. Key objections include the brain's warm, wet environment causes rapid decoherence, rendering sustained quantum effects implausible at relevant scales. No direct reproducible evidence demonstrates that quantum processes are necessary for consciousness, or that they produce subjective experience. Alternative explanations attribute observed phenomena to classical neural mechanisms. Many interpretations remain speculative, with limited falsifiability in their stronger forms. In summary, while intriguing theoretical proposals and emerging experimental findings, particularly from quantum biology, suggest possible quantum involvement in consciousness, and in more speculative extensions, non-locality or fundamentality, no compelling evidence establishes consciousness as non-local or fundamental in quantum mechanics. Mainstream science continues to regard consciousness as an emergent property of complex neural computation, with quantum effects, if present, likely playing a limited or supportive role rather than a foundational one. Ongoing research in quantum biology and neuroscience may clarify these issues, but definitive resolution remains distant.